What's up guys, Jeff Cavaliere, ATHLEAN-X.com. I want to show you today 4 stretches that you should do every morning. And I know a lot of us don't stretch because A, we don't know what to do, and B, we're not really sure how we're supposed to do it. So I want to cover both of those here in one shot. And I talk about doing it in the morning. Why? Because a lot of times what we do overnight when we're resting is actually reinforcing tightnesses that we've developed from the day before. If we worked out the day before, we will tend to heal and shorten overnight, and we wake up stiff. It doesn't have to be that way because there's some things you can do right off the bat. Now, what are some of the problems when you sleep? Well, we know that if let's say you're a side sleeper. When you look at, let's say, your positioning of your arm under the pillow, if it's propped up like this, you're going to get some internal rotation tightness in your shoulder. We want to make sure we address that. Also, in this position, a lot of times you're laying on your side, you pull your knees up, and your legs are squeezed together. You're going to get hip flexor tightness. You're going to get adductor tightness. We want to fix that. Maybe you're a stomach sleeper. And there again, your arms are up underneath your head like this, internal rotation in the shoulders. You want to do something about that. And of course, even you can go down to your heels, your calves. If you're laying on your stomach, your feet are going to be pointed downward, which is going to tighten up your calves. And the same thing happens even if you're on your back. Your ankles are getting pulled down by the sheets. You have your head propped up, your thoracic spine gets stretched out. You need to be able to extend through that. So all these things are things that we can address here right off the bat. So it starts off right away with actually a dynamic exercise. 5 reps of this is all it takes because we don't want to overstretch the hamstrings, but we know that the hamstrings can be chronically tight on a lot of people. But we also know that, as I covered in my anterior pelvic tilt video, overstretching your hamstrings is actually not a good idea, but they still could feel stiff. So what you do is reinforce 2 good things at once. Number 1, get through the hamstrings, and number 2, learn to hip hinge, because we don't hip hinge enough. Whenever we try to bend down, we often bend from the knees. What we want to learn how to do is bend from the hips, to hinge from the hips. It's one of the most critical movement patterns we could do. So what you want to do first thing is get into an anterior pelvic tilt. Try to tilt your pelvis forward, arch your low back, and then slide down with your hands down your knees and come back up. Hinge, hinge, hinge from the knees, back from the hips here, and come up, hinge. You'll feel a good stretch on your hamstrings if you do this right. It's much different than doing this. I could do this. I can't do that from that position, right? Because I've taken that slack out of the hamstrings by being in that anterior pelvic tilt. But that is how you want to do it. So there's your first move. Your second move is actually more of a stretch. What we do is we come down now from that position, straight down to the ground, right in through here. You're going to go with your palms down, fingers backwards. Down, drive your elbows into your legs. And then from here, you're going to push your thighs into the back of your elbows. So what is that doing? It's stretching out my forearms here, which tend to get tight if you're typing a lot throughout the day. Stretching out my upper arms. And of course, I'm getting this groin stretch here, deep groin stretch and deep hip flexors just by being in this position here. So my elbows are acting to drive my legs out and down. I try to keep my chest up, thoracic extension, and heels down, so we work on that calf tightness too. So I'm in here about 30 seconds. Okay, and then I come up. I'm already feeling pretty damn loose. The next thing I do, the third stretch, grab some kind of a stick, a Swiffer stick, anything that you can use. And what you do is you drop down, one leg back, and the other hand up here on the stick. And we drop in to get a good hip flexor stretch right here on the back leg. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to open this area up. Don't stay in here, open that area up. But we can make this even more intense by getting rotation in this direction and actually leaning in this direction. So if you take the other arm up and then you lean in that direction, oh, it opens up so much. Right there. You got even this lat that tends to get tight. And you have that back hip flexor. And again, you have thoracic extension through the back here, opening this up, not rounding. Anything you can do to get long and tall is good. Okay, and of course you do that on both sides real quick, 30 seconds. And then my favorite I saved for last here, think about a golf swing, okay? This is how you perform this. What you do is you throw the dowel over your shoulder here and you let it dissect your bicep here. Then you reach across like this, and then you sink in and let that kind of hook on your leg, all right? So I took it from here, I get it out in front, it's hooked over here. It's right down the middle of my bicep. My arm is about 90 degrees here. Now what's going on here? As I move my thigh forward, I'm getting external rotation here of the arm, just like that, okay? External rotation of the shoulder. Then I take the other side, I reach across and hook my pinky, if I can, One finger onto this pinky, so I get the backside over here. Posterior delt, backside over there. And then I rotate. And I rotate, and I've got rotation and backwards leaning. So I have this rotation, this extension through the thoracic spine again, once again. And this just feels horrible, but amazing at the same time. In like that, and rest, and then in 30 seconds on this side, and then 30 seconds on the other side. And again, the components are all there. I've got external rotation, I've got thoracic extension, I've loosened up my hips, I got my hip flexors to be more loose. When I was down in this position here, I'm stretching out the adductors in the groin. You're gonna feel great. You should be stretching every day, guys, but don't make it take a whole hell of a lot of time. Follow the advice I'm showing you here, implement these, do it in 2 to 3 minutes, and I promise you, you're gonna feel better for the rest of the day. And realize that you are doing good things to your body when you train in the gym, but that sometimes will lead to tightness if you don't address them when you wake up in the morning, or even if you address some stretches at night, all right? So try these out, guys. I promise you're gonna like them. In the meantime, if you found the video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do that for you. And if you haven't already, guys, subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss a new video. All of our programs available over at ATHLEAN-X.com. We train you like an athlete all day and night. It's not just when you're in the gym. How you live, training and living like an athlete, all matters. We do that for you guys step by step. All right, I'll see you soon.